I'm Mike.
I'm Jason.
Welcome to Snake Envy. So we've been doing the question of the day for a while. We're going to do something new. We get a lot of questions about genetics, and we get a lot of questions about what does this term mean. So we're going to do kind of a terminology lesson, snake lingo, if you will, the snake lingo of the day. And we have an expert, of course, that we can turn to. I think it might be fun, too, if between me and you guys, maybe we come up with some. Tell us in the comments which ones you have questions about. Maybe we can stump this guy. Not with ball python morphs or something.
Definitely going to stump me with Boyd's.
Colubrids. So can we come up with something colubrid related where we can stump Jason? But when we kick off these, even breeders, so as a hobbyist, I can attest, this stuff really confusing at times. Sometimes the same thing means something different in different species. Sometimes it's the same word across. There's times when I have to tell him to slow down. Wait, what did you mean? Because I've been doing this for a long, long time, and as a hobbyist, I don't know all of these. It's really confusing at times. So, but what I was interested to find out from you recently is breeders get annoyed with one another too, because sometimes breeders are doing things that make things more confusing than they already are. So we're going to kick off each one with Jason giving us an example of that. Before we do, though, we did an earlier video where we talked about localities, morphs, and lines and what the difference is between them. So if you're unsure to begin with about the difference between those, or if you want a refresher, I'm going to put the link to that video in the description. So, but that's what we'll be talking about. We'll be talking about locality, morph, line, lingo, and what they all mean. Let's start with, what do breeders do that gets under your skin a little bit in terms of making this stuff even more confusing?
Changing names of morphs that already are established. You know, like I've heard, like Trumbauer hypo, for say, bull snake. You hear, T positive. You hear of raspberry. You hear of all these names. There's more. Like, just because there is a natural variability in colors from individual to individual does not mean we need to change names. Or do we need to discredit somebody that did the work, came up with the morph, and then you change the name, and you're basically crapping on the guy that...
It's theft.
I just... Even if you don't agree, like there's some I don't agree with, but I still call them that because I'm not going to discredit somebody from their work.
Interesting. That's a good example. All right. So for this video, we're going to do localities. We're going to talk about 3. So the first one, Christmas Mountain. Tell us about Christmas Mountain.
Christmas Mountain, I have not been there. Christmas Mountains are in West Texas. There's a lot, the localities used for a lot of gray-banded kings, Alterna. It's also used for gopher snakes. Those are the 2 first ones that I come to mind. And you're like, Christmas Mountain, if you never heard that, it's like, what the heck,
Now here's what bugs me about localities. It may have started out where people would say Christmas Mountain, Texas, but over time, the Texas falls away.
Yeah, the state.
So, for gopher snakes, you kind of know that it has to be in the West somewhere. And for Alterna, it kind of narrows it down. It's got to be West Texas or East New Mexico, Northern Mexico. But it sure be easier if the state.
Yeah.
The one that really gets me is Miami County.
Miami County Exanthic.
It's always Miami County.
Miami, Oklahoma.
Is it Oklahoma or Kansas?
It might be Kansas. I might be wrong.
Well,
I've already been
no, but it's in the Midwest.
It's right there.
It's in the Midwest, and we are talking about bull snakes. But obviously, when you hear Miami, you think Florida.
Yeah.
And so you're probably thinking Florida pine snake.
It's been that state's been off long enough that I forgot. Kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah, but I know it's in the Midwest.
Right.
Oklahoma, Kansas, it's in that area.
I knew
so,
it was right there.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. Though it's frustrating when the localities don't include the state. Highway 277.
That is a highway that runs through West Texas as well. That's another gray-banded king locality. That is a bull, that not a gopher snake locality, but this one is a bull snake locality.
That's an intergrade area.
Yeah, it's an intergrade. You're starting to get into that intergrade buffer zone, and so yeah, some big bull snakes have been taken off that road and found on that road. So
wow,
I've been there once. I didn't see a snake, but
no snakes.
No snakes at all. I was just passing through.
Now, I've always known of Highway 277 for Alterna, for gray-banded kings, but I learned something today because I didn't know that was a bull snake.
That might even be... I could be wrong on this too.
So that's interesting.
I could be wrong on this too, but I believe that's where... I want to say Shannon Brown developed the monster bulls.
Wow.
Out of that, off that highway.
I've heard of those, yeah. All right, another locality, and this time we go to king snakes, California kings. How about Newport?
Newport, California. Cal King locality. There's a lot on the coast of California because they do vary a lot.
They do.
Especially, just even inside the state of California, like
yes,
up and down the coast. And I mean, it's not as, once you get more mainland, they're more consistent, I guess. But along the coast, you get some dark ones. You get some like grease kings, and like they call them grease kings, but they're because they're an oil field, you know, it's a locality. Yeah. But they were dark too, and so.
And in general, the closer you get to the coast, you tend to see browns and yellows rather than the blacks and the whites that you see out in the desert.
Right.
But generally. But yes, there's variability between the browns and the cream colors and the yellows, and some of them are very bright, some of them are very dark.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know specifically what the Newports look like?
It's been a long time. It's just a name that's stuck with me.
But I do know that they're more of the brown and yellow. They're not. These aren't your traditional black and white.
I want to say there's some striping going in there too. But
striping as well.
I haven't been there.
So let us know in the comments. Again, we're going to focus on localities on some episodes, morphs on others, lines or breeder names on others. Let us know in the comments if there is terminology, snake lingo, that you're confused about or you'd like us to help sort out for you. If we don't know the answer, we'll find it. Thank you.
Thanks.